Hey everybody. This is going to be a little tutorial about the water cycle. So if you need a little extra help or you get a little confused from time to time about some things, this should be a good video for you to watch. So we are going to start with the power source of the water cycle. Way, way, way out in outer space, 93 million miles away is the sun. Okay, he's out there shining his rays on our planet and all the other planets in our solar system. He has radiation, so this heat flows, like I said, 93 million miles away, all the way down to our planet. Okay, so that heat travels very, very far. In his mouth. Okay, what's going to happen is that heat is going to reach some kind of body of water, and these bodies of water, we're going to call it accumulation. Right? Accumulation is just any gathering of water. It can be a lake, river, stream, ocean, puddle. It doesn't matter as long as it's water that's gathered together down in a spot. Okay. What's going to happen is this heat is going to fly all the way down, find this water, and it's going to heat it up. Okay. Once it gets heated up to a certain point, and because water changes phases at very small range of temperatures, that water will then begin to change from liquid to a gas, and that gas is very not dense. Okay, the density causes it to rise up, and this is a process we call evaporation. Okay, evaporation again is just liquid water turning into gas. And what's happening is, like I said, it's going to rise up, and it's going to go all the way up into the upper parts of our troposphere. Okay, the troposphere, we know as you increase in altitude, okay, you decrease your temperature, so it's very cold. All right, that cold temperature then causes the water to change back into a liquid, so gas to a liquid, and this is a process we call condensation. All right, so this condensation is where we get our cloud formation. And we can see the clouds because the water droplets then pick up dust and debris from our atmosphere. So as it picks up that dust and debris, that's what we're seeing in a cloud. All right, and now the winds from our Earth actually blow the clouds around. Okay, they move them from one place to another. And as they move, they pick up more and more condensation, more and more water droplets, and they get bigger and bigger, and usually darker because they've picked up more dust. Now again, these are water droplets, okay? Droplets. This is liquid. Okay? Now, eventually, this gets too heavy. So over here, it gets too heavy because of gravity. Gravity pulls that water down. Okay? And as it pulls it down, we see it in the form of either rain, sleet, snow, or hail. And this is called precipitation. Okay? Precipitation goes all the way down to land. Okay? Here's Earth, back to the land. And it can do one of two things. Okay? It can either gather around and form more accumulation, or it'll just kind of flow down towards something else, somewhere else, and we call that runoff. Or, here's a new one, that water can sink down into the ground, way, way down to the ground, and we call that, very simply, very easily, groundwater. Now, how easy is that? Groundwater. It's water in the ground, so it's called groundwater. Here's the new one, though, okay? As that water's either in the ground or running off into an accumulation spot, it can also find vegetation, plants, plant life. Okay? Here's a small little forest. Okay? As it does this, the roots from these plants, okay, it doesn't have to be trees. I just drew trees. The roots from these plants, I'm going to tell you, plants, all plants, okay, take up that water. The water is taken up by the roots of the plants. Okay, that tree or these plants are going to hold that water and use that water to live, until they don't need it anymore. And then they literally sweat it out. Okay? And when they do that, it's a water vapor. And I'm gonna put this in red. Okay, this is called transpiration. Transpiration. Okay? We call it transpiration because it's different than sweat. Okay, I'll show you highlight that a different color. It's not sweat, but it's the plants getting rid of water. Okay, so that's the new one. Now this whole process is the water cycle. Okay, this is the water cycle. It does not have any beginning or end. It doesn't have any certain point you have to start with. Okay, as long as it makes this complete revolution in some way. Okay, and that's the water cycle. Easy enough, right?